Comparing ancient Greek sculpture of the human body with modern sculpture of athletes. Just like modern sculpture, Greek sculpture is conceived to be seen from every angle and view. The discus thrower.
450 to 440 BC, Greek bronze by Myron. The original Greek bronze is lost, but the work is known through numerous Roman copies, both full-scale ones in marble or smaller scaled versions in bronze. A discus thrower is depicted about to release his throw. Kenneth Clark, a British author and art historian, said, "Myron has created the enduring pattern of athletic energy. He has taken a moment of action so transitory that students of athletics still debate if it is feasible." The moment thus captured in the statue is an example of rhythmos, harmony, and balance. Myron is often credited with being the first sculptor to master this style. There is very little emotion shown in the discus thrower's face, and to a modern eye it may seem that Myron's desire for perfection has made him suppress too rigorously the sense of strain in the individual muscles. The other trademark Myron embodied in this sculpture is how well the body is proportioned, the symmetria.
Zeus or Poseidon of Artemisium.
Bronze cast of a statue of the Greek god Zeus made in 470 BC. The sculptor is unknown. It was recovered from the sea off Cape Artemisium in northern Euboea. The god is caught at the moment of pause in the full potentiality of his coming movement. It either represents Zeus or Poseidon, though most scholars believe it represents Zeus, and it's slightly over life size at 209 centimeters. It would have held either a thunderbolt if it was portraying Zeus, or a trident if Poseidon. It is an original work of great strength in the severe style that preceded the 5th century classical style.
The scraper.
The sculpture, done by Lysipios in 330 BC, was based on a wrestler, Chileon of Patrae, who died in 322 BC. Lysipios expressed his style by stating, other artists make men as they are, I make them as they appear. He did just that. He created a naturalistic portrayal of the human form.
The spear bearer.
It is a Roman copy of the original Greek bronze sculpture that was made between 450 BC and 440 BC by Polykleitos. The stance of the Doryphorus also reflects the artist's conceived ideal of symmetry. One arm and one leg of the body are tensed, the left leg supporting the weight of the soldier and the right arm carrying the spear, while the other limbs hanging free. The state of symmetry in the limbs contributes to an overall sense of balance in the figure. Polykleitos meant his model to be a perfect mean between tension and relaxation, between thinness and solidity. The canon of proportions developed by Polykleitos represented the perception of the ideal of beauty. This became the ideal emulated by many Greek sculptors of the high classical period, and thus human figures of this period tend to be more squat and muscular.
Bronzi di Res.
The Bronzi di Rias, Italian for Riasi, bronzes, are two famous full-size Greek bronzes of nude bearded warriors, cast about 460 to 430 BC, and currently housed by the Museo Nazionale della Magna Grecia and Reggio Calabria, Italy. The Rias warriors are respectively termed A and B. These bronzes are from the early classical period, made about 445 BC. They are a fine example of contrapposto. The weight is on the back legs and is much more realistic than archaic stances.
Jockey of Artemision.
A Hellenistic bronze statue of a young man riding a horse that dates from around 150 to 146 BC. The artist is unknown. The horse and its rider are rendered realistically as if captured as the horse springs away in mid-gallop, with its rear feet on the ground and its front legs raised.
Modern sculpture has rediscovered Greek archaic characteristics and revitalized classic tradition.
Jackie Robinson, who broke the color barrier in modern baseball, and his Brooklyn Dodger teammate, Pee Wee Reese, who stood up for Robinson throughout his fight against racism, were immortalized in the statue. The statue of Pee Wee and Jackie, sculpted by William Behrens, was unveiled at Keyspan Park on November 1, 2005. The monument consists of two 8-foot-tall bronze figures that stand on a 6-sided pedestal inscribed with their story.
L'Erboto Clemente.
An 8-foot, larger-than-life bronze statue, one of 3 exquisite statues erected outside of PNC Park in Pittsburgh. The famous statue stands between the center field entrance and the Roberto Clemente Bridge. The statue resembles that of ancient Greece by its defined muscle tone and blank facial expression. His body is balanced but in movement.
Wayne Gretzky.
A life-sized bronze statue made after the 1988-89 hockey season. The statue is located outside Rexall Place in Edmonton, Canada. It is of Gretzky hosting the Stanley Cup trophy and was sculpted by John Weaver. The monument stands at 15 feet tall and was erected in August of 1989 after Gretzky led the Edmonton Oilers to a 4th Stanley Cup.
Rocky.
By A. Thomas Schomburg, created in 1980 for the movie Rocky III. The statue is located at the bottom of the stairs of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Rocky, the iconic hero, is poised with his arms over his head to represent the stage in his career when he is the victor. The sculpture reflects similar symmetry as the Greek sculpture, the Spear Bearer. His muscles are defined and his body is realistically depicted.
Joe Paterno.
A bronze sculpture of Joe Paterno, former head coach of the Penn State Nittany Lions football team. It was commissioned by friends of Paterno and his wife Sue in recognition of his contributions to the university. The statue was unveiled on November 2, 2001, at the east side of Beaver Stadium at State College, Pennsylvania, on the campus of Penn State University. It was sculpted by Angelo DiMaria of Bush Designs in Reading, Pennsylvania, and took 2 to 3 months to complete. The statue is 7 feet high and weighs 900 pounds. It is accompanied by a stone wall in 3 sections.
Michael Jordan.
The statue was unveiled as part of a November 1, 1994 ceremony at which Jordan's famous number 23 was retired. The husband and wife team of Omiri and Julie Roblet Amrani of Highland Park, Illinois, were designed and created the statue. The statue sits on a 5-foot-high black granite base inscribed with Jordan's basketball achievements and the words, "The best there ever was, the best there ever will be." The statue itself measures 12 feet tall and weighs 2,000 pounds. The statue is cast in bronze using the lost wax method at Art Casting of Illinois, a foundry in Oregon, Illinois. Working in secrecy and putting in 16-hour days, 7 days a week for 4 months, the Amrani's finished work depicts Jordan soaring over an abstract entanglement of opponents, preparing to unleash one of his signature dunks. The airborne Jordan is attached to the base at just one point, the knee.